welcome back to the Backlog Boys podcast at the cinema. With you, as always, our local barber himself, Samuel.
Hey, how you doing? I guess I cut hair now, but I've got the mustache to prove it, so.
That's true. You do have the best mustache, I think, of all of us.
Thank you.
And then we have our local meat pie maker himself, Alexander.
Welcome. I'm gonna make Omar into a nice, tasty pie.
Is that a spoiler?
He's gonna show Omar's meat into a
I'm
pie.
in a pie.
I was kind of hoping you would reference me as Sweeney Todd. I was gonna let my hair down.
Well, that's why you didn't put your hair out. How much was it now? You look like a regular
I know. I
person.
kind of. As soon as you called Sam the barber, I'm like, damn, too late.
Omar was saving the best character trait for himself. I mean, what are you, Omar?
Oh, I was gonna be, and then there's me. He said my name already. There's me. I was gonna be. I'm the judge himself. I'm Omar, baby. I'm the judge, executioner, and other things.
Other thing.
Other illegal things.
Yeah.
And if you couldn't tell by this epic intro, I'm talking about Sweeney Todd, the demon barber at whatever street. I already forgot the last.
Fleet
Demon
Street.
Barber or Fleet Street?
At Farm and Fleet.
Yes.
So this is my one of my first Tim Burton movies. Maybe.
Okay.
I don't. Then again, there are a lot of movies he's made, and I did not know he made.
Yeah.
You're not about to tell me you haven't seen the fucking classic.
Nightmare on
that
Elm
is-
Street?
Yes. That is the fucking Christmas Halloween movie.
Yeah, it's my favorite.
Well,
actually.
speaking of spooky,
Yeah.
I got the budget.
Okay.
I say it's not that bad. $50 million
To make.
this movie. Box office 153.
Okay.
So it 100% obviously made its money back.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you guys know that what this is based off of.
It's based off of like some play from the 70s, right? Or a book.
So
I'm guessing it's based off the musical.
there it is.
Yes.
this is like Inception.
Okay.
A little bit, alright.
Sure.
So this movie is based off the musical by Stephen Sondheim from 1979.
Okay.
That
I know who that
musical is based off Christopher Bond's 1973 play of Sweeney Todd. And that play builds the foundation of his character more than anything. Like,
Yeah.
all this movie is basically, all those three things are like the very similar.
Yeah.
So the play is based off a Victorian popular fiction. It was in a weekly magazine from 1846 to 47.
They had magazines back then.
Yeah, that's what I was like, damn.
They got the weekly manga release.
I believe the magazine is called The String of Pearls.
Okay.
And his character was originally called Penny Dreadfuls.
Oh.
But they made a play before the thing was even finished. That's how like popular
Okay.
that became or whatever. And then obviously like in that version, he's just a villain.
Okay.
Like there is no like
There's no.
there's no backstory to him. He's just like he's just a murderer.
Yeah.
Or whatever. And as I mentioned, like the play version is where he adds story to it, and then the musical just adds music, and then Tim Burton's like, because he saw that when he was still going to college.
Yeah.
And he was like, that was before he was gonna be a filmmaker, and he was like, this is epic. He's like, he saw it 3 times in like 3 nights in a row or whatever. He just loved it so much.
Are you gonna tell us what the original story is?
No, the original story, he's just a villain character. Like,
Yeah,
he's not like that story wasn't about him. Really.
It was
Okay.
about him killing people.
Is that
He's
it?
just the antagonist. Yeah, like he wasn't the main character.
Yeah. Well, that's really interesting. I mean, I know Tim Burton is like super into gothic aesthetic stuff. I mean, if
Yeah.
you've seen any of his other movies.
Now he's in London, shit like that or whatever.
Yeah, so it's kind of right up his alley. But I knew it was based off a play because I knew about the play from The Office. But I'd never seen this movie before.
They did the musical in The Office.
They did the musical in The Office. And actually, I did watch that episode right after finishing this movie. So
Did it make more sense to you?
yes,
Did it add-
like some certain scenes like makes more sense why they happen.
Did you find out what song was cut from the musical for this movie?
No, I don't
Actually,
actually.
you're talking about the first one?
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about. But well, that's a spoiler.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that.
We'll talk-
yeah.
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
So originally, obviously, when Tim Burton, when he watched this, he became like a director like in the 80s. But when he asked the guy, I believe it was
The musical writer.
yes, I was just making sure the names because some of the names get confused. The musical writer guy. He's like, it's because obviously it's hard to make a musical to a movie, like a play.
Mm-hmm.
And in the 80s, like that's what he wanted to do, but like it just kind of never went.
Yeah.
Instead, like Burton did like his movies instead. But Sam Mendes, I don't even know who Sam Mendes is.
Shawn Mendes' dad, right?
Yeah, exactly. The same. He's a director.
Okay.
He made like Jarhead 1917.
Okay, no, I haven't seen
But
it.
I like his movies. But he was gonna direct this movie originally, like from 2003. And after a while, like he got like the approval of like the guys and everything.
Sure.
But then in 2005, as I mentioned earlier, like he left to do Jarhead.
Okay.
And so instead, Burton took it on instead. So that's why he was just like, he just got lucky.
So he kind of like fell into his
because like it kind of like the setup was from like Sam Mendes set up a lot, and then he was just like, I'm in.
I don't know. This movie kind of looks like it was
handcrafted by Burton.
No, I'm not saying that like Sam Mendes made
he was meant to direct it.
Like,
he started it.
Yeah, like he got like the writers
Burton
for this
came in,
movie
right,
and like stuff like that. Like the people who like helped him adapt it was because of Sam Mendes. I mean, probably not, but you know what I mean.
I'm just saying, like, I can't see anyone else but Tim Burton making this.
Yeah, this definitely has like his
Tim Burton thing,
whole thing. Yeah.
So this movie was nominated for 3 Oscars.
Okay.
Best Actor, Best Costume Design, and Best Art Direction. He only won one of them.
Costume design?
No.
Art direction.
Yes.
Okay. That makes sense.
Best Actor was Daniel Day-Lewis, so it was already going to be a loss.
He always wins.
Once he else for There Will Be Blood.
Okay.
And then for Best Costume Design, we called Elizabeth the Golden Age.
Oh.
I don't know.
It's just like I think it's about Queen Elizabeth.
Probably.
So
it's called.
Yeah, but I'm saying like, everyone's a sucker for like old school.
Which is ironic because like
dresses.
this is also like Victorian, you know what I mean?
But I understand why
that one's like more historical, probably like.
Well, yeah, but also this is like super grimy and gross looking. Actually, the entire time Diego kept making joke references that this was just Yarnum from Bloodborne, like it's the streets of Yarnum. So because everything's grimy in this movie.
Yeah, it's all gray and shit.
But it's intentional.
Yeah.
So
Tim Burton's not colorblind. He just made everything gray.
Yeah.
I think I didn't mention this last episode or whatever. My classic segment. What's that? Stats and facts.
Oh yeah.
I have one.
I think it's been a while, hasn't it?
The more I think about it, I'm like, oh snap! I don't want to lose my trademarks before it's too late. I have one stat in fact.
What is it?
It's about Johnny Depp and everyone's favorite actor, Sacha Baron Cohen.
Okay.
So Depp said working with him, how was it like to meeting him in real life? Like for realsies, not as him playing Sarah Baron Cohen, not playing him like a character or whatever.
Yeah.
He's not what I expected. I didn't look at those characters and think this will be the sweetest guy in the world. He's incredibly nice, a real gentleman, kind of elegant. I was impressed with him. And I'm like, oh, that's nice.
Yeah, I've heard Sacha Baron Cohen is like the entire opposite of any of his characters.
I imagine.
I mean, he's like, I was not sure he was in this movie. Like, you had mentioned it before you even watched it. Like, you thought he was. And then when he showed up, I was just like, oh, he's gonna be like a goofy 2-note character. But part of me feels like he's like a classically trained actor. Like, he can kind of sing. He's a really serious actor sometimes. So
kind of sing.
This will bleed into now the movie itself or whatever. If you didn't know, this is a musical. But it's like rated R, which I think is pretty rare. I don't know.
Was it really?
I did not expect.
What do you mean? Is it really? Are you?
Yeah.
Did you watch the same movie?
Did you not watch this?
I did. I didn't.
This is absolutely.
There's literally murder and blood everywhere.
There's murder in all movies.
No, but this is
like
visceral
blood. Yeah, what the
fuck? I
I
thought also like me and Diego came in thinking it was like a Disney-esque.
Yeah, because it's like
kids
DreamWorks
movie.
too.
Yeah. But no, like people get their throats slit and there's blood spraying all over the place. People fall from heights and have their heads cave in. Like it's fucking insane.
I'm like looking at Alex.
No one let me take care of a child because what I think rated R is
you're a desensitized man.
No, Alex is one of those guys where he's like, if there's boobies, it's R, right?
No.
But if there's blood and guts, it's okay.
If there wasn't guts in this.
Kind of, yeah.
I guess.
This is pretty like gory.
I thought that like I would have put PG-13.
No.
I
would not let a child watch this movie.
Maybe because I watched this at 13. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I imagine like a teenage boy wanting to watch.
Yeah, watch this.
But
maybe.
It's not like rated for.
Like
teens.
I'm not taking my like family, my kids, and my ex-wife to watch this movie. She's gonna divorce me again. Like,
exactly. But
wait, are you allowed to talk about that yet?
Oh shit! NDAs. We'll cut this all off.
But anyways, I wasn't expecting it to be so visceral. Sometimes, you know, I was expecting the usual. Oh, he cuts their throat and like they
cuts away,
they pan away, or like they show the blood spraying against the window or something. Right. Yeah. But no, you see like him gouging people. Like it's insane.
When because I watched this on Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
It like tells you the rating on top, and then it just literally just says violence, gore, and language, and I'm like, oh. I guess we're gonna like actually see murder.
We're gonna see some stuff. I watched it on HBO Max actually, and it didn't have that, so I didn't know what was gonna happen.
Yeah, that's why. But I know we did like harp on Alex. Well, to be fair, you do deserve that. I don't know why you did that. But it's not even like gory though.
Okay.
It's more of like it's more theatrical.
It's bloody
But it's like it's not real blood though. It's like orange.
Yeah.
It looks like tomato
paste. It looked like a bucket of paint.
Yeah, like they were just spraying it all over.
Like it does look. Unlike our I don't know when it'll come out, like Danganronpa one.
Yeah.
But like that one was pink, but that one's like completely opposite. This is like similar to red, but it's like orange. And in the beginning, I was kind of like, this looks like bad. But after a while, I'm like, I still didn't like it, to be fair.
Yeah.
But I was like, this makes sense at least. And I think it also makes sense because like the color grading of this movie.
Yeah.
I think they wanted to make it like kind of a different. I think if it was too red, like realistic red, it probably wouldn't look good. When like they like kind of like
contrast,
put a filter shit on or whatever.
Yeah.
So I get that why, but I still wasn't a big fan of the tomato paste sauce. Like it looks like a pizzeria that just slipped. And it's like, oh shit, oops.
Yeah, no, it's but it still like works. Like it doesn't seem like it's not too cheap, you know.
Like it's not like goofy.
Yeah. Well, like I mentioned in the Office like thing, they do a bit where they slash someone's throat or whatever. And for the stage play, obviously they're not gonna spray blood.
Yeah.
So they like throw like a red towel like to simulate the blood. But I was making a joke with Diego that I'm like, I hope they use in the real play like real blood. So there's a splash zone in the Sweeney Todd theater. Could you imagine?
Oh my god.
Like it'd be really funny. I mean, like of course people would be pissed, but
yeah.
But you could have a splash zone for Sweeney Todd.
That is like bring the umbrella for the theater.
Or they do the 4D experience where they mist you with water, but instead it's just blood.
Oh my
in
god.
1979 they do their 4D shit. But I also didn't mention Johnny Depp is the main character of this. I won't lie. In the beginning of the movie, he's like he immediately starts singing.
Yeah,
It's
terrible.
You didn't like his singing?
No, I liked his singing. That first line that he sang was terrible.
Oh yeah, what was it? London something.
He's like
a pile of shit.
Like I think he says like, oh well, like I remember his first line because I think the other kid is like, this is London. He's like, no, this is London.
It was not that good.
Yeah,
that first song is not a good
I
way
think
to
you
start.
did it better.
You know me, I'm theatrical, I guess.
Yeah,
but I do think the first song I was like, I don't like this.
Yeah.
I was kind of like, this is kind of gross. I'm not. I'll say it's probably right now. I'm probably the one that liked it the least out of all three of us.
Yeah. But that message you sent us said it's gonna be like a long hour 50.
Yeah.
I had the opposite reaction. I'm just like, oh, this movie, like
This movie's blazing by.
no, like I thought it was like I was gonna be done with it in no time. Probably because of the music.
Yeah, but there were some scenes that I was definitely like, all right, come on, I get it. Like, you don't need to sing. I understand what you're trying to do.
That was happening a lot with me, where I'm like, they'll talk for like 5 seconds, and they'll be like, oh, I'm like, God damn it, I know. Especially the young boy kid. Like,
I hate
not
that.
the kid in the beginning. Like that guy. The guy who helps him. Like I think he sings
the sailor, right?
The sailor
Anthony.
guy.
Yeah.
He sings what's his fucking Joanna. I'll try to say without spoiling it. Like he sings that song the first time.
Yeah.
And then like stuff happens, and then he sings it again.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, you don't. I know what you feel already. You just sang the song, and it's obvious. You don't have to keep telling me.
Yeah.
And he keeps saying, he's like, I think, him and Johnny Depp's character, like they sang that song the most probably.
Yes.
And I'm just like, I get it. Stop with this Joanna. I'm done with the song.
I like that song.
I understand it's like an iconic song, but there are better songs in this movie. And I just kind of like, I know that the first one is really weak. I think the first one is probably the weakest one in the whole movie, but the movie eventually does get better, I feel, as you watch it. And I didn't know Alan Rickman was in this movie.
No, I knew from the beginning, because I think when I look it up, like the first three actors is Johnny Depp and Tim Burton's ex-wife,
Helena Bonham Carter,
and then it's Alan Rickman's like the third actor they always show.
Yeah.
So I knew he was in it from the very beginning. I just didn't know who his character was gonna be.
Yeah. And
I love Alan Rickman.
I always forget who he is.
Good.
He was. I kept seeing Snape for the first like minute or so because that's all I knew him from.
Yeah.
But then eventually I was like, oh no, he's like this creep judge. Like I'm into this. Like
And some of his voice, sometimes he does. They sound exactly like Snape does.
yeah.
He's just like boy, and I was like, oh snap. I don't know if you guys seen Harry Potter.
No.
It's been a long time.
Like a lot of the actors in this are in Harry Potter, which I think is funny.
Yeah.
When I was like, because I saw the more of the movie, I'm like, this is just Harry Potter.
Is Johnny Depp in Harry Potter?
Yes, but not in Harry Potter. He's in the
The new ones.
Yeah,
You're
the
right.
new ones.
You're right.
But a lot of them are in it or whatever. I say a lot. There's like 5 of them in it. But I think it was funny, like seeing Alan Rickman, because I've only seen him in Harry Potter.
Yeah.
And there's like a movie where he plays Richard Nixon. No, not Richard Nixon. Sorry, what's the one after him?
After Nixon?
No, is it Nixon? What's the fucking
Carter?
Ronald Reagan? Sorry.
He plays Reagan in a movie?
There's a movie I watched. I don't remember what movie it was.
see
And he
him more
plays
as
Ronald
I need to
Reagan.
see that now.
And he's really good. He's like I saw him. I'm like, oh my god, it looks like he's pretty good at this.
Yeah.
He's only there for like 5 seconds. I think that movie.
Oh, okay.
I wish I remember what that movie was. That's beside the point. But I haven't seen him in like him not being like a character like Snape is.
Mhm.
And this one I'm like, oh my god, he's so there's a certain line. It's one of my favorite lines. It's probably spoilers, but he's just a line because he's like really like methodical in this movie.
Yeah.
Like he says like he's like quiet, doesn't yell. But there's one scene where he yells, and I'm like, oh yeah, I love this shit.
I don't know how much of the lyrics go over people's heads though, because maybe my brother is just slow. Maybe that's the case.
Why?
Because there were certain songs where he didn't know, like when you get introduced to Helena Bonham Carter's Carter's character. What's her character's name? I don't even remember.
Miss Lovett.
Ms. Lovett.
Oh, I knew that. I didn't like that.
She's talking about making pies and how like everyone hates her pies. They're the worst pies in the city, and that the lady across the street is catching cats, or she calls them pussy cats.
Yeah.
She keeps saying pussy, by the way.
It's
I
so
could not think about
it's
it.
so funny.
But she's making meat pies out of cats, right? And Diego had no idea that was happening. He was just like, huh? Like,
Oh, I didn't know that either.
when they,
Now you're saying that, I'm like,
yeah, that's why they're like, yeah, she's catching cats and they're disappearing off the streets.
Oh, you can tell
And now she
me.
has a bunch of business.
Almost
was not paying attention.
You were jamming out to the music.
Yeah.
That's what was happening.
A lot of her songs I really liked. They do have that whimsical Tim Burton-esque vibe to them. You know, there's a lot of like snaps and like movements that are like
in sync with the song.
Exactly.
Especially when she makes
making
like,
the pies.
She learned how to like do all that shit for realsies.
Oh, did she?
Like, yeah, she took like months to like learn how to sing and then how to do like the bakery stuff, so she can perfectly sync like her movement with the song and stuff like that.
That's really cool.
And so did Johnny Depp with like the Dina Barber shit, and Sacha Baron Cohen as well.
See, I didn't know if they are actually shaving people because there's a scene where Johnny Depp is shaving somebody, and I thought
Like it's just not real.
like there's no way this is real.
Not that he's actually shaving them, but he wanted to get the movements.
Oh, okay.
Like to be able to look natural or whatever.
Because there's a scene where he's shaving somebody and they have a beard, but then as he's going along with the scene, like they're losing their beard.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait, did they only have one take for this? Because it's like you have to get rid of this guy's beard. You know?
I think there are scenes. I can't say the character he shaves. He shaves a certain character. We'll maybe talk about spoilers. I remember like there's a zoom in shot of it, and I can still see hairs. But that's the part where he shaved.
Yeah.
So I don't know if like maybe it was CGI'd off.
Oh, maybe.
Maybe I'm not. I didn't like look. I wasn't like I have to know. It didn't destroy the lore to me anyway. So
Yeah.
I get it.
My immersion.
Yeah, I was probably like, yeah, this musical really destroyed my immersion or whatever.
I don't think you can shave someone on set.
Probably.
I
I mean,
mean,
you can shave
probably.
people.
Well, if you're not
hair,
trained, I feel like it'd be kind of
I
dangerous.
was like, you know how, he was not. I think Sacha Baron Cohen. I think he did more training. I think probably for like hair, that. I think because Johnny Depp, he has like his whole thing is like the whole his specific blades he has.
Yeah.
Like he was having difficulties with the real ones, so he got them to make like a mechanical version of it.
Oh.
So he can like just push a button to it flips by itself. He didn't have to like
actually
flip it over. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Because he's like, this is too hard to do with the real one.
Yeah.
And to do the musical and dances or whatever.
Yeah, because if they want to sync something up with a
So he
blade
just
coming
has
out.
a mechanical one, and like his finger has the button.
Gotcha.
Most of the time, so like it's he prefers to request like I can't do the real
That
one.
that makes sense.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Yeah, because if you're trying to flip a knife, like,
Yeah.
sometimes you need to get the momentum just right, and if you wanted to get in sync with something.
Especially like if you want like you're like mid dance and you do that, you fuck up like I gotta do the whole
thing again.
or
Yeah. But so we've talked about Johnny Depp, we've talked about Alan Rickman, we've talked about Helena Bonham Carter. We've talked a bit about Sacha Baron Cohen.
So
Is there anything else you want to mention?
Say yes, 100%. So Alex alluded to it. I did text you guys. I think like 2 times during this movie.
Yes.
Like ironically enough, I texted you like before he shows up.
Okay.
And I was like, this is gonna be a long hour and 50.
Yeah.
Because they just kept singing and singing, and I'm like, God, shut the fuck up. Like I don't care anymore. Like I gave up on the movie at that point before Sacha Baron Cohen.
Okay,
I was
yeah.
literally like, I
You
hate
weren't
this.
in, yeah.
I was like, I hate this.
Yeah, I definitely wasn't as in.
And then they were like, there's another barber. And I'm like, that has to be Sacha Baron Cohen, right? Like, please. And then it was weird because it starts with the little boy
Yes.
talking about an elixir by hair or whatever. And I'm like, wait, where's...
Where's this going?
Yeah, I was like, what is this?
Yeah.
And that's so weird because it's like, I don't know if that's a spoiler. I don't know if it's, maybe I'll save for later.
Sure.
But that seems a little weird to me.
Mm-hmm.
But I do like how they're like dissing him, the little boy. Which
Yeah.
Poor kid. Like, he's nothing to do with it. It was like, this smells like piss.
So I was like,
Yeah, I love when she's like, ugh. But then Sacha Baron Cohen comes out.
Yeah.
And I was like, yes.
I did not know he did that accent, by the way.
He's so good. Oh my god.
I cut the beer.
It's so funny, man. His song is so funny. His song is like ironic as well.
Yeah, it is.
Because he's like, a true one does not do no like pumping circumstance. And he's doing the exact same thing.
Or he's like, I shiver the Pope. And he has a sign.
Like, he's like, what is it? Like, you might think it's a cardinal, but it was the Pope. Oh my god. And I love that his energy is like, glory. Just like high pitched glory. And then he's like, I'm done. I finished cutting. He's like, what? I love how that guy, I think he left him half shaved.
Yes,
he didn't finish. He was like, well, I'm leaving now. And I was like,
done.
Aren't you not finished your shave, dog?
Yeah. Oh, in that scene, I did like the subtle detail that, like, when he was like sharpening
the blade.
he was cutting the
little
boy's
hand.
And the boy had bandages already, so it's like, oh, okay. So like, there's storytelling even within the costuming design.
Yeah. And I love
not a very good barber.
Yeah, he's not. He sucks.
I love how he like the second he's like, oh, till next time, and he just fucking kicks the kid.
Yeah,
he's like, get the fuck out of here.
Get in there.
And he looks back like he's like, whoa. Anyways, bye. He's like, oh, he's yelling Italian or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to bed. What time? Oh, I'm sorry.
It's such a stereotypical Italian accent. Like there has to be like he did that like as a bit. It wasn't something Tim Burton told him to do. That has to be something he decided to
He was
do.
like, I'll be Italian.
He came on set with it and he was like, I love it. Keep it in.
Do it.
Hey, he didn't even tell him. He just showed up in that costume, and he was like, "Oh my god, this is it."
Yeah, and that costume, the pants are so tight.
Yeah,
It's got like a deep moose knuckle. It's so weird.
I love. Oh my god, everything about him is so good. When he's like, Johnny Depp scared challenges him.
Yeah.
It's like, I'll cut hair or whatever. And then fucking Sacha Baron Cohen, he like fucking has a cape on.
Yeah.
And he just spins the shit out of it and throws it. And he's like, challenge accepted. And I was like, oh my god, he's so cool.
Was he just spinning it for fun? I thought he was struggling to get it off.
He spun it. So I thought that, right? I was like, what the fuck is he spinning it for?
Yeah.
I don't know. He spun it in a certain way, so because when he let go, it perfectly spun away from him, but it also didn't land on him. So I think he like knew how much the fuck, because he's all about like pomp and circumstance or whatever.
Yeah.
So he just spun it perfectly so he can let go and it'll just fly like a distance where it wouldn't land on top of him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that shit was so. I love when he like wins. He just like, you're so good. He's like, 5 pounds. Fucking,
I'll take that
give me the money. That's why. Go ahead.
That moment, once we see Sacha Baron Cohen's character, that movie was so much more interesting to me.
Yes.
Like, from then on, I was in. You know.
Actually, I was gonna stop talking about Sacha Baron Cohen. I don't know what's wrong with me. Oh yeah, because I think I texted you guys. I'm like, oh, never mind. Sacha Baron Cohen's in. I'm in love with this movie. But
Best movie.
And he shows up later as well, and I was like, oh man, like I'm loving this character or whatever.
Yeah.
But he's just, I don't know, like he's just so good. Like he adds color, ironically, not like literally, but like he adds color to this like dark, like literal dark and then like figuratively dark movie, and he's like perfect because that's what makes it more funny. Yeah. Because everything is so like dark and serious, and he just shows them he's just so goofy.
Yeah.
But I love his character.
He definitely adds to the fun. Like when I don't go see like real life stage plays that often, but when I do, there's always like some sort of funness to it. Even if it's just like, even if the play itself isn't fun, it's fun seeing people you recognize playing weird characters.
Yeah.
Right. So seeing Sacha Baron Cohen, who the year before filming this, he did Borat.
Yes.
And then I've seen both that and Borat too. Like I know him just as that guy. So then I'm seeing him in this, and it's like he's still comedic, but in a different way.
Yeah, like he's an acting actor, like for like, I'm not saying he's not acting Borat, but like you know what I mean, like like Borat's like he's playing a character, and he's just that character.
Yeah,
like, this is like him doing a regular acting job if you think about it.
Yeah,
I mean, from like the first time I saw this movie, it was like way before I saw Borat, so like he was kind of forgettable to me.
Oh,
because we love Sacha Baron Cohen.
Yeah,
we're
I
just
mean,
like yes.
And now, like, yeah, I see what you guys mean. Like, he made this movie way more better. But like going into it, I'm like, Omar told us he was in there. I'm like, is he really? I don't remember him.
I think some of the spectacle comes from knowing that it's Sacha Baron Cohen beforehand.
Also, I don't think I've heard his real voice ever.
He's a British guy.
Yeah, he is just a regular
Is he?
British guy.
Yeah.
Diego didn't even know he was British.
Yeah, I don't know. Especially if you watch Borat. that.
Yeah.
You think that's like he's really, because he's so good at, obviously because he did the Italian one in this one.
Yeah.
And then he's regularly British or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can go ahead.
But Alex, I think there's like at least one other main character, the old hag lady who shows up, and she has like a couple of songs. You know, she features in certain songs. But I don't know. The whole time she was there, I was just like, who?
I found her annoying.
Yes.
So, I'll save that conversation for spoilers.
For sure.
Okay.
But I was gonna mention, I mentioned earlier with Johnny Depp, he's like, "Go give me the 5 pounds." I love how indifferent he is to like everything, Johnny Depp's character.
Yeah.
Especially in the beginning when he meets Miss Lovett.
Yes.
Where she's like, "These are terrible pies," and like he like, because he's so serious.
Mhm.
And then he proceeds to eat the pie. He just like no looks, just spits that shit out, and he just like, that was just fucking disgusting. But like he doesn't like, he's not like making like a exaggerated like disgusting. Like he's just straight face, but still like, this is fucking disgusting or whatever.
I mean, he's so driven by his anger.
Yeah, like,
he's
he's
a
a
judge. Yeah.
I kind of want to see this like a Sweeney Todd played by someone else, like in a musical or something, because I really do feel like this character is just Johnny Depp.
For sure. Like, I imagine if anyone else played this role, it would be a little different. Like, it would obviously be different, but I'm saying, like, I would be very curious to see what a different actor would bring to Sweeney Todd.
Yeah.
More so than would be interested to see Johnny Depp play Sweeney Todd.
I think when I was watching this, I was like, because I didn't know, I was like, is he gonna sing? Because I just knew it was a musical, but I'm like, well, the musical's gonna be anything. Or whatever.
Yeah.
Obviously in the first minute, he's already singing or whatever.
Yeah.
And he sings like most of the, I think he sings more than he talks, honestly, in this movie.
Mhm.
I think he's a good singer. I think I learned that like he quit school not to be an actor, to be a musician.
Yeah, he had a band or something.
He had a band, and then I think he did, I forgot what movie he did, and then I think it was like Nightmare on Elm Street. And then he's like, no, I love acting. So he just decided to be an actor instead.
Okay.
But I think he obviously has like, I think he said he did like, he started doing music again.
Yeah, he still has a thing that he does every
But
once in a
like,
while.
I didn't know that obviously. But I'm like, hey, his singing is really good. And I think, seeing young Johnny Depp,
Yeah.
like, because he's handsome. They show like him not in that kind of costume. He's like regular. And I'm like, oh my God, he's really handsome.
Yeah.
It was also like 2007, right? So it's, like,
gorgeous.
it's been like almost more than a decade.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, his acting is like, I think a lot of people either know him from either like Pirates of the Caribbean or like people who know from his actual like other shit he's always obviously been in or whatever.
Yeah.
But me, I've only seen Pirates of the Caribbean. I've only seen him in Pirates of the Caribbean. Mine maybe like another random movie, but like I've never seen him in like acting, because I don't know, to be fair, Pirates of the Caribbean, he's pretty goofy in that.
Oh, for sure.
Whatever.
He's less so Johnny Depp and more so Jack Sparrow.
Yes. And this one, I'm like, it was probably the first time watching him like act, and I'm like, oh, this is really good.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I think I agree with that. I was like, I see him, and I'm like, I see Sweeney Todd. Well, I shouldn't affect anything. I see Sweeney Todd, and I'm like, I just think Johnny Depp now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like the same way like Jack Sparrow, I just see Johnny Depp, and I see him. What's the other one? Edward Scissorhands and like other movies. I'm like, that's just him. Like, I think that's just how good an actor he is.
Mm-hmm.
Where, like, and how iconic his stuff is.
Mhm.
Where you just see him, and you're like, oh, that's Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
And I think he probably the best actor.
In the movie, yeah.
Maybe I
probably.
just like Alan Rickman, and I was such a big
Yeah.
villain, but that's just
Yeah.
yeah. And I think Alan Rickman plays a perfect like scumbag villain.
100%.
Honestly, all acting this whole movie, I won't, because I don't like this movie, but the acting is great.
Yeah.
All around, all the acting is really good. Maybe the sailor kid, sometimes I'm just like,
Yeah, he's alright.
not that he's bad, he's just generic.
I mean, again, like, because I saw this movie when I was like 13, when I didn't like know actors like that. Like, everyone's performance is one step up for me this time around.
Now that you appreciate it.
Yeah, and actually, the sailor kid, he was in Stranger Things this season.
Yes, I looked him up because I'm like, I've never heard of this kid.
He's the bad guy. Spoilers. He plays one in Stranger Things, and I kind of appreciate him more. Like, first time I saw this movie, I'm like, oh, okay, nobody actor, I don't care.
Yeah.
Never gonna see him again.
Now you're just like, oh my God.
Yeah, I'm like, I appreciate him more now.
Okay.
I think some of these actors like they didn't do much like,
Yeah.
after this movie. Not the big ones, like the kind of like the minor role characters. Or
Yeah,
whatever.
aside from the big three, everyone else is kind of just doing their own thing,
Mhm.
like not major stuff.
But like there is another kid character,
Oh yeah.
and he's Sacha Baron Cohen's like slave.
Yeah.
I hated that kid.
What is that kid's name? I don't even remember it anymore.
Oh, his character's name?
Yeah.
They say it so many times.
Yeah,
I
but I
always
just
forget
don't.
it.
Toby?
Not Toby.
Is it? Yeah, it is.
I think it's Toby.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
Toby.
because Miss Lovett sings
says
it.
Yeah,
she's like, Toby.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
No, can you sing that again?
No.
I didn't hear that.
You need to isolate that and make that
The opening.
the sound for the opening.
No, don't do that.
But he's also like, he's in a good amount as well or whatever.
Mhm.
I think him. his character a lot of well, not really spoilers, but like his character was kind of like at the beginning I was like, what's the point of his character? By the end of it, I'm like, yeah, I get it, but I was still kind of like, I didn't like his character wasn't necessary.
His character is really weird when you think about it.
Yeah.
In general, I just
his
have this.
character's not necessary.
I think
It's necessary for certain things to happen.
But I'm just like, if he wasn't in it and like it was done a different way, I wouldn't care.
Yeah, but
maybe it's also me just not liking this movie as much.
Yeah, definitely. I hated his singing the most, but not because he's a bad singer. I just don't like the sound of kids singing.
all his singing, like half his singing is him selling shit to you. So
Yeah.
he's also doing that.
So I don't know. I just wasn't. Whenever he would sing, I'd be like, I hope you stop soon.
It's funny because he sings again, but not for Sacha Baron, for them, for Johnny Depp. And
Yes.
her. And he said, but it's almost the same thing.
Pretty much the.
And I
exact
was
same
like,
thing.
I think I zoned out.
That's a
It's that
yeah,
song.
no, that's a pretty common trait for musicals, just re-singing things in the using the same tone as before.
Yeah, I'm
or
not like a
tune.
a music guy. I think I watched like 10 minutes of a video talking about this movie and music. It all went over my head. I didn't like I didn't understand it, and after a while I'm like, I don't even care. Like this doesn't change anything. I mean,
Yeah.
maybe like people who are super. I've heard people say that this movie is like an incredible adaptation of a musical to a movie. People say it's like one of the best ever.
Yeah.
And people obviously who know music say this is an incredible like music like job, not like acting was like the person who composed it or whatever.
Yeah.
Like that's all incredible, but like to me, I consider myself like a simpleton in that kind of shit. Like if it's good, that's cool, but like if it's bad, then I'll hate it. But like other than that, that's just gonna probably go over my head.
Yeah.
And I imagine a lot of people are like that. I don't. The music to me in this whole movie, I was very indifferent. I didn't care. The only song I liked was Sacha Baron Cohen's song because he's just funny. But other than that, I was just kind of like, I didn't like any of the songs. They're all I don't remember anything anymore. I just said the Joanna song because they sang it like a million times.
Yeah.
Other than that, I'm just like, I don't remember any of their songs.
I mean, there's memorable songs. I mean, I really like the Making Pies one where they're starting to hash their plan and they're like going
Oh,
over
the second
that stuff.
time?
Yeah, that one's really nice. But I mean, like I couldn't recognize it. I can't like repeat the lyrics, but I do remember really enjoying that bit and the playfulness of it, even though it was a very dark topic. And in general, this movie is just very playful, but also dark.
It's, like in its core, it's extremely dark.
Yes.
Oh.
But it doesn't play itself off as dark
It doesn't.
a lot of the times.
Yeah.
Especially with like the murder stuff. Like there's literally singing musical music and then there's murder. Like,
Yeah.
At the exact same time.
There's that one weird Pretty Woman song though. Like they sing twice.
I want to talk about that. Probably spoilers.
Yeah.
But that was also I didn't think Alan Rickman was gonna sing in this movie.
No, I didn't think so either.
Because there's a part where his like henchman sings, but he doesn't sing. Like he talks to him normally, and I'm like, that's weird because usually people sing, they sing back to you.
Yeah.
But he does. So I'm like, oh, I guess he doesn't sing. But then he just sings. Like he has like a whole number or whatever with Johnny Depp, and I was just like, why doesn't he sing more? Everyone else is singing. Why the fuck doesn't he sing?
You wanted more?
Alan Rickman? Yeah, I liked his.
He's got this nice deep voice.
Yeah,
that
his
I-
voice is very different.
I didn't think his singing was that good.
Like cut like half the songs and then add just one Alan Rickman song.
Exactly.
That's all I want.
Cut the second time we do Joanna. Just do Alan Rickman.
Or like the other 300 times.
I want more Joanna.
No.
This guy.
But let's wrap this up and do our usual general thoughts. Alex, would you watch this with your dad?
Absolutely.
Really?
I think I have.
Oh, really? Oh, well, yeah, when you were a kid, probably.
Yeah, no, I think this is one of the movies that was like they were like him and my stepmom were watching, and I was there.
I
Yeah.
almost said to him,
But as a 20-something, would you
Yes.
still like be like, hey, Dad, let's watch Sweeney
Yes,
Todd?
I watched this with my sister too, my 6-year-old sister.
You shouldn't have.
yeah, maybe we shouldn't leave children with Alex.
That's what I'm saying. I thought this movie was fine. I finished it. I mean, her name's Joanna, so I'm like, Joanna, you want to come see this movie with me? I feel like you'll like it.
Did she not like at least squirm a bit when the blood started coming out and people started getting bashed their heads in and all that?
I mean, I mentioned Stranger Things, and she watches that on her own.
Oh, okay. So yeah,
So.
she's a weirdo.
You're trying-
Yeah, she watches this shit with or without me. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh well. Well, Omar, general thoughts?
I think I didn't like this movie. If I never saw this movie, like if I could tell my past self never to watch this movie, I probably would because it was just indifferent.
Maybe if it wasn't for the pod, you wouldn't have watched
maybe
it.
for Sacha Baron Cohen, but even then, I'd probably watch a YouTube clip
Did-
of his section.
Yeah.
Because it's not that long.
Did it kill musicals for you?
No.
No.
Like me and musicals, like either it's perfect or it just doesn't work for me. Like obviously, I love like Disney movies, like the animated ones and like the High School Musicals. I love High School Musicals.
Oddly enough, when I tell people I like musicals, they always bring that up,
High School
and
Musical.
I'm just like, I've never seen those.
I love High School Musical. I was a child when I watched those.
I really don't think you're missing out, personally.
But I have seen Hamlet.
Is it a musical?
Yes.
What?
Are you crazy?
Isn't Hamlet just a Shakespeare play?
Yeah, but you not know the musical that came out like a couple years ago?
No, what? There's a musical version? Is it a musical version or is it just generally a musical?
It's a musical.
Like originally?
Yes.
Like the ye olden times?
Like, no.
No, it's not originally a musical. It was adapted to be
Yes.
like,
Oh,
they
okay.
adapted it to
Just
a
like
musical.
this.
I thought you were saying, like, was that
I
musical?
was like, did Shakespeare write musicals?
No.
I don't remember.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe he did.
Because I'm like, Romeo and Juliet wasn't a musical, man.
No.
Although I didn't read any
It can
other
be.
ones.
It could be. But,
Isn't that just West Side Story?
spoilers. No, I was kidding. But, no, that, like, I watched that, and I like that a lot, or whatever. What is that dude from, we made Tick Tick Bang Bang, or whatever the fuck?
Tick Tick Boom?
Yeah, Tick Tick Boom, or whatever. Like, that's the same guy who made that.
Andrew Garfield.
Yeah, Andrew Garfield. He made it.
Wait, made the movie or the
No,
actual
guy
Tick
who-
Tick Boom?
Andrew Garfield, like, I think his character who he plays.
Okay,
based
so
off of that.
the guy who wrote the actual
Yeah,
Tick
yeah,
Tick
yeah,
Boom
Hamlet
musical.
version.
Okay.
He wrote Hamlet or whatever. He's in a
Okay,
lot of
gotcha.
stuff. I feel like if you know him, you'd recognize that guy. But like I don't
No,
know his name on top of my head.
I wouldn't.
Because he's an actor.
Jonathan Larson.
That's not his name.
I don't
know.
We're going too long. Anyway,
It is.
I do like musicals, but this movie just didn't work for me. It's like because it's too much music. Like every like 5 minutes, like songs that I'm like you're conveying things that I get or I don't care.
Yeah.
I was on my phone half the time. I will not lie. I was just very like this is so boring. Like I skipped some of the songs and I'm like I didn't lose anything.
Damn, we had the
Maybe I did.
opposite reaction.
Maybe I didn't, and that's why I didn't like it. Maybe because I was 100% focused, and I'm like, this makes sense.
No,
And I'm just like, this is so. I love Johnny Depp's character. His character is interesting and fun. All the other characters I did not like Miss Love. Her character was annoying. I'm glad. I almost said something, but and I was Sacha Baron Cohen and all of them.
Yeah.
But like, I was just like, this could have been done so much better, and this is like the worst version of this story that I like. This could have done it better. And I just didn't like this version of this story.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, I don't feel as negatively about it as you do, but I definitely agree that sometimes it does get long in the tooth. Some songs go on too long. Sometimes they do a song when I very obviously know what's going on. You don't need to sing your emotions. I got it. Like, you're sad, buddy.
We're all sad here.
Yeah. But in general, I do just love the Tim Burton whimsy with a lot of the songs and the general, like, dark comedy that he has throughout the entire movie. It's definitely not like a replacement for like Nightmare Before Christmas or I don't know any. Oh, the Alice in Wonderland movies are pretty good too. That he did later on, but
Alex is like, oh, I don't know about that one.
you didn't watch Frankenweenie?
No.
Which one?
There's only one. There's
there's two.
There's no.
He
way
made
there's two.
his first movie is Frankenweenie live
then he
action.
remade it?
and then he reanimated it like clay animation.
What?
Oh, wow, I had no
So
idea.
yeah, his first ever movie is Frankenweenie
Look at that
live
Tim
action.
Burton lore that Omar's got.
I know, right?
But anyways, I do genuinely like this movie, but I don't imagine I'm gonna watch it myself again unless someone is like, "Hey, do you want to watch Sweeney Todd now?"
But you're not against it.
Not against it. I
Yeah,
will say.
I think I'm the only one.
But I will not buy it on Blu-ray.
Okay.
Would you? What would you guys say is your favorite Tim Burton movie?
Probably Nightmare Before Christmas. I'm pretty basic.
I mean, that's everyone's.
Yeah.
It's gonna be. Is that not yours?
I love Frankenweenie.
the first one.
I mean, besides that, I feel like this is one of his best adaptations.
I think for me,
I did not like his Charlie and the Chocolate Factory adaptation.
Oh my god, I forgot you did that one. No,
Yeah.
that movie is more nostalgic than anything.
It's
Like,
nostalgic, but I watched it recently. I did not like it.
you didn't like the vaguely Hispanic looking Oompa Loompas?
No.
Those I just had a memory of those Oompa Loompas. We're not gonna
You got a brain blast.
yeah, I remember something too. But this could be me not remembering Tim Burton movies, but I don't think I'm a big fan of Tim Burton at all. So I don't remember liking any of his movies.
Batman.
I actually haven't
I
seen
keep
that
forgetting
one.
he made this. Yeah, okay, yes, but I'm not like Tim Burton made Bat like I don't think that's like that crazy. Because like he has his own his original movies. They're not based off anything like his own things or whatever.
No, I can see
don't
Batman in this.
Yeah, Batman in this one maybe.
Yeah.
But like I like any of his movies honestly. Like besides the Batman, but like I don't remember really liking Nightmare I keep saying Elm on Elm Street. Nightmare Before Christmas.
Nightmare Before Christmas.
Frankenweenie.
I will say, actually, now that I think about it, Pee-wee's Big Adventure is a close second.
Oh,
I don't think I've seen that.
What?
Pee-wee's Big Adventure is a close second.
Yeah, he made that.
I love
That was
that.
like his second or third
The
movie.
Pee Wee Herman movie.
Yeah, yeah.
No.
That was like his third ever movie.
Stop.
You know, he does a little dance. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna put a screen on. Like, you just have to know the dance if you know it. Sorry.
Was he dancing in a theater?
No, he was not dancing. Pee Wee Herman did something else in a
Pee-wee
theater. But
cannot
anyways,
go inside theaters anymore.
I will say this before we go into spoilers. I did learn that I think almost all of Tim Burton movies, until like Frankenweenie, I think, like all of them are nominated at least once for an Oscar.
Oh.
Like he's always nominated for Oscars, like his movies, which I guess shows like how.
Until Frankenweenie.
Yeah, I think it's like Frankenweenie. Like maybe I think that was the last one.
Yeah.
I think the next one was like Mrs. Peculiar, like whatever. There's some girl, Miss Peculiar's House for Weirdos.
Miss Peppergrin's Home for Peculiar.
Yeah, I think that was like was the camel that broke the straw. Like after that, he's not been nominated since.
I forgot he did Beetlejuice. That's also really
yes, that was like his first like action movie.
Yeah,
that's not Frankenweenie.
What's his latest movie?
Dumbo.
Yeah,
2019's
Dummy.
Okay. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, I remember that because what's his name is in it? Danny DeVito's in it.
Oh yeah, he's in that. Yeah, but anyway,
Dumbo.
Yeah, he's Dumbo. He goes,
Tim Burton saw the clip of Danny DeVito crawling at the couch, and he's like, "That's Dumbo." That's Dumbo.
So disgusting.
Anyways,
let's get into spoilers,
baby.
Let's go.
This movie sucked.
I just got my hair cut, and now I'm realizing we fucking epic, bro.
Yeah, bro.
I'm also feeling lightheaded.
We gotta like let that bit live as long as it can.
Until someone eventually stops.
That bit fucking blows.
It's just me and Alex doing it.
Yeah. I thought it was funny when you did it, so I'm like, I want to try it out.
I'm a trendsetter.
Okay, so spoiler version. I mean, like, is it a spoilers to say that this is about a murderer, a barber, a murderer?
Literally, it's called a demon.
Barber of Fleet Street.
Yeah.
It's not a spoiler to say that the people get put into pies. Like,
well, maybe that.
I don't think so. The opening credits, like, they show like meat getting ground up and put into pies.
People don't know that.
But no, but if you know, like, you're like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, well, if you know,
like
you know. But if you don't,
walking into Sweeney Todd, you know what you're in for.
You should know what you're. Unless you're Alex, who assumes it's a kids movie.
Well, to be fair, I only assume that because like I'm big brain.
Yeah.
But like I didn't know that whole gimmick was gonna be
With
like,
the pie.
Yeah, with the
and all
pie.
that.
I didn't know that at all. I'm like the opening, like, oh, that opening makes more sense. I'm like, what the fuck? The opening, I was just like, this is going on for way too long. I don't care.
Yeah.
I get it.
It was a
Murder.
long opening.
Yeah, and I was like, this is murder. Okay, I get it. Someone's gonna get killed probably.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
we talked about the song that was cut. Like you get all the details from
Yes,
that.
Yeah, what song was cut?
I don't know the song.
Remember
Alex probably know the
in
song.
The Office how they like just like jump in singing a
you're
song?
Right. There wasn't an overture.
Yeah, that song is the beginning of that musical.
Where they tell everything.
Yeah.
Oh,
yes, that's how
Yeah.
the play starts.
And
Okay.
this movie didn't have that, so I feel like
He cut it,
you
and then
prob-
he kind of did that.
you probably won't be able to like
No.
put it together. But if you hear that song, you know
You
what
know
it's
what
about.
you're in for.
Yeah.
I guess you're right.
Yeah.
I wanted to quickly mention just like I like how uncomfortable Alan Rickman and his lackey Beetle made me feel sometimes. Like Beetle looks gross just to
Yeah.
begin with.
He was exactly like his Harry Potter character.
Yeah, I was about to say.
I was gonna ask you, is that that guy?
I haven't seen Harry Potter, but I'm like, this dude's a Harry Potter character.
He plays a guy who's a spoilers.
He's like the one
a rat.
guy.
No.
Oh yes,
He's
I
the
know who you're
rat.
talking about.
He turns into a rat and he looks like a fucking rat.
He's the
I'm never gonna watch Harry Potter.
Except imagine him just with a beard. That's what he looks like in Harry Potter most of the time.
No, I know exactly who you're talking about. Yeah, but anyways, so yeah,
rat.
they just made me feel so uncomfortable. Not only with like Alan Rickman creeping on this
this
teenage
guy.
girl,
Oh my god.
you know, but like Beetle just in general, like he had this general grossness about him.
His character, over time, it was less creepy as compared to Alan Rickman.
Oh, 100%.
Alan Rickman got worse over time, like incredibly worse. But real quick, I mentioned earlier, like my favorite scene of his is when he yells. And so when he you learn that like Johnny Depp's daughter is still alive.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And she's like fucking captured by Alan Rickman. And she gets taken to like another place because she like doesn't want to marry him.
Mhm.
So like when that happens, Sailor Boy, he's like, no, where are you taking her? And it's so funny because Alan Rickman opens his arms and he was like, will you kill me, boy? Do it now, I stand here. And I was like, holy shit.
Because
That was the hardest fucking thing he could have said.
The
Like,
sailor dude was like, if you don't tell me where she is, I'm gonna. He's like, what are you doing?
Kill me, shake me where I stand. I was like, this guy, the biggest ball sacks.
Look at
These fucking audio.
There's so much unintentional humor in this movie.
so
Because I imagine that line is not supposed to be funny. It's supposed to be like almost like telling him like, oh,
Look
I'm
how
so
powerful
strong
I am. Yeah, like,
Yeah.
I dare you to try
to kill me. There's that scene. I know it has to be comedic where Alan Rickman is at the court doing a fucking trial, and he goes,
I know exactly.
with your history of crime,
This is the second time you've got you.
Yeah, I'm just gonna have to recommend that we hang you. And then it pans over and it's a
little boy.
fucking kid.
Oh
and
my
he just starts softly crying. And then Beetle comes out later and he's like, excellent choice with that decision.
He's like,
man.
was he
Did he actually
guilty?
do it?
He's like, if
I
he
don't
wasn't, he probably did
Probably
something
did
to deserve it.
We're all guilty of something, you know?
Beetle's like, what? He's like, I don't worry about it. That reminds me of Harry Potter. I love all Harry Potter. The Dumbledore scene where they're like, in the book is like, Dumbledore quietly said, "Did you put your name in the goblet?"
Oh, and then just,
but in the movies, like, "Did you put your name in the goblet of fire, Harry Potter?"
He's like screaming it, yeah.
I was like, oh.
Or for me, it's just funny seeing ragdoll physics, essessentially.
That was so funny.
So whenever the bodies would fall down the chute and crack their head.
The first time I was like, oh, Jesus.
Yeah,
I was like, this is gross. And after a while, I'm like...
There was one where his head literally split open.
Yeah.
That was so
I think that was Beetle.
That was...
I think that was Beetle.
I think it was like the second guy or the first guy. They just show his neck is break.
Yes.
Like, it is, you can feel it. Like,
it was
like,
so weird, but also like, whoa!
Yeah. When I saw that, I'm like, well, if he doesn't kill them with the, slice to the neck, this is definitely going to kill him.
To be fair, Alan Rickman didn't. He
hung on for a bit.
I don't know how he did.
Yeah.
It'd be fun if he somehow lived anyways.
Oh, I just remembered something I wanted to confront with you guys. Ask about this. So at the beginning, right, when the sailor boy sees Joanna, right, in the mirror, he goes to that old hag and he goes, "Hey, mom."
Ma'am. It says
ma'am.
Did
you say ma'am?
So, okay.
No,
so, yes. Because, I'm sorry, but I know exactly
subtitles.
what you're talking about. Yes. The subtitles, a lot of times, I thought they said different words.
Okay.
All the subtitles, they're like saying like British shit. Like, ma'am. He's saying ma'am.
Oh, well, yeah. I noticed sometimes they got it wrong with like British stuff, but I thought he said mom.
He said ma'am. There are because what's his name? Toby says ma'am to her, but I thought she said mom. He thought he was saying mom.
Yeah.
But like he says ma'am, but they just say it in a weird way.
Okay.
The subtitles got it wrong.
And I was like,
because on HBO Max, it said mom.
And mine says ma'am, like M-A apostrophe A.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, that makes sense.
That makes more sense because I was like, mom.
Yeah.
And I'm like, is that what British people just say mom to a random lady?
No, because I heard that and I was like, oh, that's funny. The sailor guy's mom is just this homeless hag.
Yeah, he just hey mom, hey, what are you doing?
I thought that was just more comedy, like in the fucking play, like dark comedy. So then when you find out later that woman is also Joanna's mom and Johnny Depp's wife, right? I was like, wait, so it's Sailor Boy's mom. And I was like, wait a minute, are they like half?
Are they family?
That's what I thought.
Alan Rickman's son?
Okay. And then I thought, oh, like it's like that ironic comedy kind of or tragedy kind of thing where they don't know that they're siblings, but they are kind of thing.
Yeah, no, I don't think that was the point.
That's not.
I thought he was just calling her mom because I'm like, oh, that's something British people do.
Hey, mom.
Well, to be fair, like sometimes like they do say like I think like Miss Lovett calls Toby like son.
Yeah.
But. I want to talk about that scene because I mentioned earlier about her character. Mm-hmm. So I don't want to be like, oh, I'm so big, but when they start singing, they show her the beggar character.
Yeah.
For like 2 seconds, and I'm like, why the fuck are they showing her? And I'm like, there has to be something.
Mm-hmm.
And then they cut back to her. I think they show her face. I didn't recognize her face, but I was like, oh, I bet it's the mom. Like that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, cause she's in front of that place.
Yeah.
And then especially when he was like, oh, do you know who she like? What's going on? And she told a lot. And I'm like, that's the mom. It's 100% the mom.
I mean,
yeah.
And then what happened was I moved my mouse, and because you watch on Amazon, it tells you who the actors are.
Yeah.
And it showed the girl, and I recognized her, and I'm like, oh, so it is the mom.
Is the mom.
So from the very beginning, I knew. Like 100%, like not even my own theory, like that was just the mom. So the whole movie,
the whole surprise was totally gone.
Yeah.
But I think what your character does makes 100% sense to me now.
Yeah,
obviously, because what she's trying to say or whatever. And I was like, oh, this makes sense, and I felt sad for her. And I thought the ending was the ending swerved me.
Yeah,
like the last 10 minutes
for sure
was just like it went like one way, and it's like woo!
It's like swerved after swerve after swerve. So then it's like Alan Rickman shows up and then gets killed, but in front of Johnny Depp's daughter, and then Johnny Depp sees her. And almost kills
because he doesn't even know
because he doesn't know because it's
he's like boy because he thinks it's a boy.
Yeah. He thinks it's a boy. Which, by the way, come on.
Why wouldn't she just be like lift my head up?
You've seen Victorian era boys. Like, come on,
they're dirty.
They're dirty little.
They're musky kids.
So. Also, wouldn't he recognize this blonde person that's hiding in
Well, her hair is like all in the hat.
Well, yeah,
so you can't see the hair.
I don't know. It would be weird. Anyways.
Well, to be fair, also he never seen her.
Yeah. So then
her grown up.
That's true. But then I thought the tragedy was going to be where he kills his daughter but doesn't realize it. But then no, she doesn't. She escapes, and then he goes downstairs. Alan Rickman's still technically alive. And then he finds out.
Hello, Miss Love's like, die, you fuck.
Yeah, why don't you die?
Just yelling at him.
And then you find out that the hag was Johnny Depp's first wife. They have a song thing, and I thought, okay, maybe they're just gonna get together. And as they started getting closer to the furnace, I went, okay, no, he's gonna kill her.
Oh, it took you that long. I'm like, no, she's dead.
Yeah.
I knew the second he's like, you didn't lie to me. I'm like, oh, she's 100%
his singing in that part was probably the best out of the whole movie because he wasn't playing Johnny Depp anymore. This felt more like Sweeney Todd. I wanted more of this throughout the movie.
As the movie ended.
Yeah.
I will say the most scuffed scene is like the shots of her
In the
burning in the
fire.
furnace. It's like the worst CG I've ever seen.
Yeah.
They really didn't need to do that either. Like it would have been
Just throw her and then just close the door.
Was
You
it-
can hear her.
Was it CG?
I think it was.
Because Tim Burton and like that opening scene, I'm like, okay, maybe because I thought some scenes did look pretty odd. I'm like,
I'm pretty sure that whole opening credit scene is in CG or some sort of animation.
I was thinking maybe it's not CG, but like a stop motion.
Oh, like claymation or something?
Yeah.
The opening probably, but no, her being on fire, like that's 100% just CG. Because like I don't think you really do claymation of her because that looks like her, but like scuffed.
Yeah,
I guess
weird fire around her face.
You said DreamWorks helped make this?
Yeah, DreamWorks like because of the opening. I just saw DreamWorks.
I totally blanked out.
Yeah, I saw that.
So they had the Shrek money to make that.
Well, I remember because they were like, you were trying to find who was gonna fund this movie because they were scared like it's a musical, but there's murder.
Yeah.
But then they were like, oh, we don't give a fuck.
Yeah, DreamWorks is all about like, oh, whatever, like, fuck
Yeah,
it.
they're just like, yeah, it's fine, and he was like, yes.
Yeah.
But I think I guess for me in that twist it worked the opposite because the second he slit her throat, his wife's, I guess his former wife, I don't know.
Yeah, the hag's
Like
throat.
when he slit her throat, I was already like, you know, dog, that's your wife. I was like, oh, I was so depressed.
Yeah.
At that moment, I was like, fuck. Like, damn, dude, he just killed his wife. I was like, he's fucked then. Either he dies or he's gonna kill too many people by accident.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because I knew already. Obviously, you don't learn that until like after everything happens or whatever.
Yeah.
But I was like, what could happen to his character after he kills Alan Rickman's character? I thought he was gonna kill himself.
Yeah.
Because he says, "Oh, now you can rest."
Yeah.
And I thought he was just gonna slit his own throat.
Yeah.
And be like, "All right, we're done."
Yeah.
But then she just like his daughter's like, super obviously loud. Skirt!
Yeah.
What's going on out there?
That sounded like a struggle. Let me check that out.
I love how like he walks slow. She's still like, I'm gonna keep the door open. I'm gonna keep looking at you while you walk to. Oh, hey, what's up? And like, close the thing, dude.
She's trying to explain to herself, hey, the sailor boy put me here. I'm just waiting for him.
She was just
I'm your daughter.
terrified.
She could have just said anything, really.
She almost died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would have been wild if he killed his daughter.
I mean, I'm pretty sure if she just said her name, he would have stopped.
Yeah.
To be fair, was that really gonna be your first reaction?
That's true.
Like you don't know because she doesn't know obviously
Okay.
the dad or whatever. Because
Yeah,
he said
she-
his
she
name
didn't-
and she
yeah.
doesn't know that.
Well, I mean, he does.
Yeah, he does. But why
He would know
but
the
she's
name.
not gonna be like, I'm Joanne. Like, why the fuck would she?
Yo, because the sailor dude was telling him about it.
Yeah, but she doesn't know.
Yeah, she
who the
does.
fuck that guy is.
The sailor dude told her, wait here
but
for
he,
Mr.
he
Todd.
doesn't know who she looks like.
What he
This
looks
is
like.
Victoria's
Oh,
Secret
I
Times.
could've
No one
been
knows
anyone.
what
I guess.
anyone looks like.
If you're in someone's house, you're gonna
gotta
assume
be.
the
First of
person there.
He's in a
is
barber
there.
shop. She doesn't know it's a house anyway.
Oh,
I think you're assuming that there are people know. Like she was in a fucking like room locked in for like how many?
she
like
was
15
told to
years.
wait there
Pretty
for
much her entire
someone.
life.
Yeah, but then fucking like multiple people came in and then someone got murdered. I'm not gonna be like that guy just murdered. I'm not gonna
That's
trust
the
this
safe
guy.
guy.
Yeah, that guy's gonna help me. He didn't kill that guy, but
Well,
like,
the other guy was her capturer.
well, like, he's
He
also
didn't
a
kill
murderer.
the capturer. I would have been okay with that.
I would just be like, I'm either gonna die or I'm like. But your first reaction would be like, I'm Joanna. Like, why would you say that?
My name's
immediately,
Joanna.
you know?
I
That
don't
means
know.
nothing or whatever.
That would have been like some Greek epic type shit.
Yeah.
If he did kill his daughter.
No, it'd be epic if he fucked her.
No.
Oh,
Like that's a Greek epic.
Shut up.
No. I'm saying that's what a Greek epic would be. I realized I said epic without referencing Greek. I was like, what if an epic?
It would have been epic.
I
If he
meant-
fucked his daughter.
I meant it would have been a Greek epic if
Yes.
he like fucked this dog that he found. Oh no, that's my
Damn.
god.
It would have been like
or the one you mentioned like
Odysseus
the
or killed his daughter.
or like what's his fucking name? Oedipus Rex or whatever.
Oedipus, that's the one.
Yeah, more like we mentioned where like the sailor was like the brother.
Yes,
like that
yes.
would have been like a.
See, that's
like
why I kept thinking like, there's gotta be some Greek influence
That would have been
here,
epic.
man. It would have been baller. If
I
that
can't
happened.
believe I was like that would have been epic. He just fucked his daughter. Fucking lay
Oh
epic.
my god.
Alex, do you have any other thoughts you want to
Yeah,
toss
I
in?
want to touch on what Omar said about the his wife. I don't think you got a big brain to like know it because like from the characters you're given
meant, like-
from the beginning of the movie, she's the only one that like stands out as could be this person.
She's like an important. She's for some reason important.
There's no reason they would like introduce her halfway to the movie just to be a random character.
I meant like the second I saw her.
Yeah, no.
I'm like, that's her mom.
Exactly.
Why would you naturally think that?
Cause
is that what you naturally thought when you saw her? Like, that's her mom.
I don't think you have to be big brain to get
I
it.
think I'm just slow.
I don't think that's pretty like. I just do that because I'm just constantly just like, why are they showing a character for like more than 2 seconds?
Because the movie gives you characters to begin with. These characters are important. Why would they show the mom
to be fair,
and kill her
you
off
told in the beginning, like she tells you, oh, she's dead.
That seems kind of that's kind of sus to begin with.
To be fair though, like if you think everything she said was something, you don't believe, but I think you believe her throughout the beginning of the movie.
I don't know. I think it was pretty obvious.
I will say, like early on when I saw the hag version of her, I was like, oh, she looks kind of gross, but like clean her up a bit, and she's pretty banging.
Yeah.
You know? And then
you just have low standards.
Yeah. Maybe. But no, I mean, like, I didn't mentally make the connection that it was the wife until the reveal happened, you know? So, I mean, I don't know. I guess I'm just really slow.
I think...
I thought it was very cliche.
No. I mean, it's cliche, yeah. But it's like, it's not obvious until it happens. Like, and then you're like, oh, yeah.
Like, if I wasn't, like, probably like, didn't give a fuck when I was just probably, like, thinking too much, I was like, I wouldn't even thought, like, this is anyone. I would be like...
That's just a woman.
Yeah, just a random woman. But because like how this movie's formatted, I was like, well, this has to be someone. And I first thought it was the mom because I'm like, that's just how I think though. Yeah. Like, but I don't think everyone thinks like me because I'm just big brain.
I'm pretty sure that's what it's supposed to do, man.
I think you're just autistic.
I don't think.
I think you're just super big brain.
I don't think it has to be big brain. I'm pretty sure that's what it was meant to do.
Watch it be like the mom. They still don't get it. The movie ends. They're like, who was that lady?
And then we briefly were talking about the end, and then Toby shows up and like kills Johnny Depp,
walks away,
and then just walks away, and that's the end until the after credit scene, of course. But,
there's an after credit scene.
Yeah, you didn't see that scene where it's like 20 years later and Toby owns the barbershop.
Ah, yeah,
that's the one. No, I'm kidding.
I was gonna add something. I was like, nah. But I think that movie like switches when he's like. Oh, like he sings Toby's character. He sings to Miss Lovett or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm like in my head. I'm like obviously he's talking about like Mr. Todd.
Yes.
But I was like, God, just say it. Like stop singing. Yeah. He's like, I'm gonna protect you. I'm gonna protect. I'm like, okay, just tell the person already, dog. And I was like, I remember that's when I was like, why is this here? Yeah. And the first time I was like, because I didn't know what's gonna happen.
I think that's the one song I agree doesn't have to be in that.
Or it doesn't have to be as long.
Yeah, because I'm like, just tell her already. Like, I know this is gonna be Todd. Just tell her so we can have a conversation about it.
Keep it to a 2 stanza minimum, okay?
And I was like, oh, we're locking him in the meat room.
Yes,
that's wild.
Yes,
because I'm like,
well, I thought she was gonna push him into the grinder.
I thought she was gonna kill him.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, why would you take him? He's like, oh, the day you wanted is today.
Wasn't that the plan though?
I think eventually, yeah.
Because that's why she brought Johnny Depp down.
Well, I thought she was gonna kill her immediately, like. Slit you, like kill you right now,
or toss him in the furnace.
Yeah,
or something.
Yeah.
She's not the murderer. That's Johnny Depp.
I don't know.
Because I mean, she's crazy.
She's a pretty good accomplice.
But like,
I'm just gonna say, man, she can give me a meat pie.
That's disgusting.
Tim Burton's Mrs. Lovett's meat pie.
Tim Burton's gonna kill you, dude.
They're divorced.
That's his ex-wife, okay?
Yeah, but now I'm talking about 2007.
I've always had a thing for Helena Bonham Carter. Okay, she's ticked all the right boxes for me. Tim Burton is a man after my own heart. Okay?
Exactly.
I think it's also wild.
Like him.
Thank you.
I think it's so wild.
Not a good thing,
actually. That like he always has her like as the main female, like lead with other men. Usually Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp, and I'm just like,
which makes me think it's like maybe he wants to be like Johnny Depp, look like.
Johnny Depp. Thought he was like he just wanted Johnny Depp to fuck his wife.
I feel like we've had this conversation off the podcast before.
I just think he's into cuckery or whatever.
Maybe he is into being cucked, but
I also thought Johnny Depp and her were like brother and sister for the longest time.
Is she single right now? I'm gonna look that up. I'm just on the side.
I don't think you're a director, so I don't know if she'll like you.
But he said I look like Tim Burton, you know.
She's not a type.
I think they're not together anymore.
Maybe he just sucks. Maybe I can be better.
Helena, you're better than Tim Burton?
I might be.
You got Tim Burton and Johnny Depp right here.
Exactly. And you're
Who's Johnny Depp?
I got the Johnny Depp hairstyle right now.
Am I Alan Rickman?
Yeah.
I was gonna the yell. I was what a yell.
You got the knockoff versions of Tim Burton and Johnny Depp, Omar. What do you want to do now?
Make a porno?
Anyways.
I don't know. Like when you say something like that, I'm like, the first thing I thought was a porn.
Pornography. Yeah.
Why is that the first thing you think of?
Yeah, knock off things of.
Listen, whenever Omar thinks of filming anything, it usually is pornography.
Yes, sir.
So, anyways, we should probably pick the next movie.
Real quick,
Okay.
I don't want to end it on a positive note. Well, it's not positive.
Not on a porno.
But my favorite part of the movie. So Sacha Baron Cohen's character, he gets offed extremely fast. I was so depressed because I was like, "Fuck," because he comes in later.
Yes.
And then he's just like, "Hey, I'm eating some spaghetti."
Well, he's the first kill.
And then he's just like, "Oh, just call me David." Like,
Wait,
he loses his accent.
Is that his real voice?
yeah.
Yes, that is just his real voice.
Yeah, that's his voice.
Oh my god.
I thought that was so funny. Cause he was like, "Oh, I'm David when I'm off work."
Yeah.
That's so funny.
After hours.
And I was like, yes, he's gonna be like his friend, and they're gonna be like homies or something.
Oh.
Nah, motherfucker. He's like, "Oh, I know who you are. I'm gonna blackmail you." Blah ha ha. Slit throat. And I'm like, no. He bashes his head.
Yes, he
with
does.
a pot. I forgot about that.
With the pot, and the kid doesn't know.
And the kid doesn't know. And then his finger moves because he's in a
he's
box.
twitching, yeah.
And I was like, yes, he's not dead. Maybe he's gonna be like,
He's
come
the
back.
secondary
Or then I was like, maybe because the movie's called Demon or whatever. Barber.
The Demon
I was like,
Barber.
maybe it's supernatural. He's gonna be like, oh, bring him back. He's like a corpse.
Oh.
Because I was so kind of like, what's the thing? Like, well, how's this gonna go or whatever?
Corpse.
I'm like, maybe he's a corpse, and like Tim Burton's like, all right. I mean, not Tim Burton.
Sacha Baron Cohen.
Yeah, no, I meant the Johnny Depp.
Oh,
He's like,
yeah.
he's gonna bring him back to life and be like, yeah, like now you're my sentiment and do shit for me. Like, I don't know how this movie's gonna go.
He's got like a demon horn.
Yeah. And I was like, yes, he's gonna be in it. Nah, he just like slit, and I was like, no, he fucking kills him, dog.
Yeah.
I was so upset.
It
I was
your
gonna text you
favorite
guys. I'd be like, I hate this movie. It was the worst
sucks.
movie. Because I was like,
Okay.
man, he's just so. Sacha Baron Cohen makes that movie.
Jeez. Yeah.
We gotta watch Borat.
Yeah, we do. I gotta put it on the list. But speaking of the list, we should probably decide the next.
Spin.
Next
Who's-
up, baby.
Who's the next person?
It should be between me and Omar, right?
Yeah, you're right. 'Cause it was me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go
Cowabunga,
for it.
dude.
Spin it, brother.
Whose fate has been chosen?
Me.
God damn it.
Alex movie. Yay!
I wanted to be me, dude.
By the way, I looked it up. Helena Bonham Carter is not single. She's dating a 32-year-old, but she's 56, so she's okay with age gaps.
You're on the right track.
Dude,
on
you're
the right
like,
track.
like, she's like twice your age.
Dude, we
I'm
just
10 years on you.
added so many more movies.
Oh, yeah,
It looks
there's like
like.
Oh my
26
god, Pride
movies.
Month's over, Alex. Put that wheel out of here.
Well, now we're gonna have a really weird selection
Selection?
process. Yeah. What do we got, Alex?
Ooh, we got ourselves a Tarantino film.
Which
Hey!
one?
I'm gonna let you guess real
Pulp
quick.
Fiction.
No.
Reservoir Dogs?
There you go.
I love Reservoir Dogs.
Reservoir
I own
Dogs.
that.
It's a good movie.
I actually was gonna watch it recently.
Oh.
I'm glad it came up right now.
Nice.
Shit, I don't need to rewatch. I've seen it. So
Like
many
it's like
times.
sitting right next to my PS5 right now.
Oh, just sitting.
Yeah, it's like
on.
ready for me to watch it.
Hey man, you gotta watch it tonight. Have a good time.
Yeah, I
begging
will.
you to do it.
Yeah.
So now we're going to a really good movie.
Yes. After
We're going upwards.
hopefully we keep that.
I think the
upward
last
trajectory.
couple movies you seen were pretty
Sweeney Todd.
pretty good. Yeah.
I'm just
We
kidding.
haven't seen a bad movie since American Ultra.
Was that long ago?
Yeah.
I don't remember when that was.
What was first, American Ultra or Hammer Vice?
Well,
And Everybody was after. And Everybody was
Okay.
it was after.
Did we talk about?
I don't want to say that's a bad movie.
I
I want to make that clear. If
I
anyone
did
thinks I
not.
thought it was an awful movie,
I did
it's
not care for it.
Dude, Walkie V's gonna come out and kill you.
Let him.
All right.
What's he gonna do, huh?
Slit your throat.
Kill me.
Reservoir Dogs is either on Netflix or Amazon because I watched it recently. Yeah.
I'm glad
I'm one of
I just
those.
own it, so I'm just
Same.
gonna pop that shit in and watch it.
But yeah, I mean it's a classic. I can't wait to watch it again. I think have we all? No, Alex, you haven't seen it yet. Have
No, isn't this Tarantino's first?
This is first, like, yeah,
Big
yeah.
one,
I
yeah.
think there's another one where like it's about vampires, but he's in it. I don't think
Okay.
he made it. Like, I don't think he directed it,
you? Yeah.
but he's involved in working on it.
From Dusk Till Dawn. Is
Yeah,
the one
yeah,
I think
yes,
you're thinking of. But
Okay.
yeah, I can't wait to watch it. And
I'm really excited.
yeah.
Can't
And,
you tell from my voice?
and all the listeners should watch it with us because
Now available to own on DVD and video.